everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do a 2-page barbershop scrapbook layout. I'm using quite a few papers for today. They're all from scrapbook.com. For my first one, it's from Echo Park. My favorite winter is called Stay Warm. Next one by Echo Park, it's called Airplanes. This one from Echo Park, it's called A Dog's Tale 4x4 journaling cards. And lastly by Photo Play, this one's called Solids plus Yellow. For my main paper, it does measure 11.5 by 11.5, and I inked my edges with my Stampin' Up! Early Espresso. For my next piece, it measures 11.5 by 2.5. Next, for my next piece, it measures 1 inch. And then I have 2 little strips of yellow papers, actually the back of this one, and they each measure 1/8. Next, I'll go ahead and back this on a piece of 12 by 12 craft cardstock paper. For my next page, I do have it ready. To start off, I do have 3 photo mats. It does measure 5 by 5, and on my silhouette, I did do an internal offset. For the inside, it measures 4 by 4. I do have 3. Next, I do have my title from the Silhouette store. It does measure 3.5 by 5.5, and this file actually only comes with the one layer on my silhouette. I did do an offset around, and then I also popped it up on 1 thickness of foam tape, just about there. Now, the files that I'm using for today, it's actually a little bit of a lot of different files. It didn't start off that way. It only started off with the one file, and that's from Scrapping Cuts and Snips. But I was actually working on this layout on and off for about 2 weeks or so, and I kept slowly adding to it. Again, it didn't start off that way, but I really like how it came out. So if I remember exactly where everything is from, I'll go ahead and leave the information on the description down below. If not, sorry. To start off, I do have my bears. They each measure 6 inches by 4.5. Now, the only thing that changes is actually their accessories. Everything else, the measurements, is actually the same bear. Again, all I did was change the accessories. And on this one, I removed the strips on the shirt. I think they came out pretty adorable. Really cute. And on their nose, I did pop them up on 1 thickness of foam tape, and also on their little hands, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And also on this one, the accessories. Next, I do have, I forgot what this is called, it's a barber shop. Anyways, they are popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape, and on the little ball on top, I did add Wink Stella. I'll go ahead and put it here on the sides. Next, I do have 2 chairs. It's actually the same chair. All I did on one of them was remove the towel. It measures 4 3/4 by 3.5. And on the bottom, I did end up using mirror cardstock paper that I got from Amazon. And at first, I had actually kind of left it like this. The chair was a little bit more over here, and I was going to just use this as my layout. But then I started thinking outside the box. A couple of days had passed by, and I had recorded my other video. I think it was Junior Chef, with my kids cooking in the kitchen, and I saw this little counter. Now this is from that same layout, the video. On that one, the counter was like a little bit longer, so all I did was take that counter and kind of shrink it a little bit, and it now measures 3 1/8 by 2 1/8. And even though I adjusted a little bit, I think it came out really nice. I like it. Bring it down here. Next, I do have my mirror. It does measure 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. Now this file is actually from another layout that I also already finished, but I just haven't recorded. Actually finished the layout before I finished this one. So it was a while ago, but I haven't inked the edges because I've just been too tired. So much has been going on. So expect that video hopefully soon. Again, all I have to do is record it and actually post it. But this mirror is really cute, and I also use my mirror cardstock that I got from Amazon. I really like this mirror paper. It cut beautifully in my silhouette, and I was a little bit doubtful, but I really like it. So this one I'll go ahead and place right here. And again, at this point, I thought I was done with my layout, but I don't know, I got an idea to add my husband and my son. And so I tried it out. These are actually from, these are files that I actually already had. I did not purchase anything else. This, if you recall, is from my recent video, father and son scrapbook layout. I believe the file itself is construction workers, and this is the same file that I got from there. It's supposed to represent my husband, and all I did was remove the helmet that he had and his vest. So it's actually the same one. And just a reminder, my husband does not have a mustache. I just added the mustache on this file to make it seem more adult instead of childlike. But he's laid down flat, and for him, go ahead and place him right here. For my son, he's actually from Treasure Bark Designs. I already had this file. It's actually a school file. And this one, the child is actually posing for, I think it's like the school year picture, and it comes in a frame. So it was actually already sitting down, and I thought it would work perfect. On the legs, I did pop it up on one thickness of foam tape, just to give it the appearance that he's actually sitting down. And again, these two, I didn't think about it till later. That's why you have bears and humans. But I showed it to my husband afterwards, and he thought it was a beautiful layout. So hopefully you guys do too. And I decided on the barbershop theme for my layout, because there's nothing more than my husband enjoys more than getting his what's it called, professional shave. And he says ever since when he was a senior, when he was going to prom, he remembers his father taking him to the barber shop and having his beard professionally shaved at the barber shop. And he said he would never remember that first time he had it done, and he just really enjoys it. And so I thought, that'd be pretty cool thing to scrapbook. And when we were in quarantine, my son's hair actually grew so much, and he just desperately needed a haircut. So I thought, might as well make a layout out of it. It's actually pretty funny. For my son, we waited a long time in order to give him his first real haircut. My son has beautiful brown blondish curly hair, and we didn't want to cut it for that same reason. And even though my son dresses like would dress like a little boy, blue colors, boy colors, people always thought he was a girl. They would tell me all the time what a beautiful little girl I had, and I would get it so often. I would just smile and say thank you so much. But it got to a point where my husband it really got to him, so we finally cut his hair. And for some reason, I never actually scrapbooked that. I have the pictures, I printed them out, but I never actually put it down on the layout. And I do that so much. I have so many wonderful pictures that I print, but don't actually, and I know I scrapbook a lot. But I have way more pictures than I do have layouts. That's why I have friends who tell me, oh, you should definitely sell your layouts. But I don't have time. I rather scrapbook my family. And especially because my work actually always comes out crooked. And I don't think people would appreciate if things I gave them came out crooked. I don't want to leave my, oh, I did here, my little fingerprints. I can fix that later. Actually, when I completed, well, I was working on it, and while I completed it, my daughter was not happy at all with this layout. She kept asking where was the girl, and I was like, what girl? And she's like, Mama, the girl. She's like, Daddy, her brother, where was she? And I thought, oh no. And I felt bad, but you know, I mostly do layouts for my daughter. I don't even do that many for my son. My son deserves a layout with just him and his father. But she was not happy. And lastly, from the Silhouette store, I do have a couple of little accessories. These two are popped up on foam tape. I think on the search engine, I just searched for bottles. And lucky for me, these popped up. And there you have it. This is my 2-page barbershop scrapbook layout. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.